Let's go frenzy. Alright, so what's going on YouTube? This is fineokay. I'm doing a live question and answer on my my stream right now. This is twitch.tv/fineokay. And this is for hitting 10k subs on YouTube. So basically people are going to ask me in chat absolutely anything. Not absolutely anything. I mean, they can ask absolutely anything, but I may not answer it if it's something like weird. But whether it's a question on Soul Lane, about the game, about my personal life, or anything like that, I'm going to answer it. And this is, again, just a little thing for hitting 10k subs on YouTube. And I'm in a jungle practice right now, and like I said, this is live. So yeah, chat, go ahead and ask away. It says hi YouTube. Hello. How long is my thorax? About 10 inches. How'd I end up being a pro? Well, that's actually a pretty long story, but basically I really enjoyed Smite. I've been a long time competitive gamer as far as like Call of Duty and stuff like that. I like the game, so I played a lot of ranked, and eventually I got to a point where I could try out for Challenger Cup teams and stuff. How do you damage to enemy gods while taking less minion aggro? You hit them and the wave, so that way you're clearing the wave and being efficient, and also getting the poke on them. What is the most AFK soul lane matchup you can think of? Probably like two guardians, like Sobek Jing 10 or something, something along those lines, or like Afro versus very low pressure god, it's like Jing 10 for example. I just hit plat and rank, but don't feel it incentivized to playing anymore. Thoughts? Well, that's just depending on like how you enjoy the game. Like if you're not enjoying the game right now, then don't play it. You know what I mean? Do you think Osiris is struggling, or is it in a decent spot? I think he's in a decent spot. I think he's still a lane bully, and he can still do a lot in team fights, like isolate an ADC or a mage and kind of just 1v1 them. His problem is he doesn't really have any sustain in lane, and there's just a lot of better matchups that can do more in team fights and don't get punished as much as they used to, like he used to. What's your go-to karaoke song? I've never done karaoke. It'd probably be something by Queen, like Bohemian Rhapsody or something. Let me see if that one-shots him. What's your favorite food? Wait, did that not even hit him? Oh, is it because he's in the fountain? I forgot they changed that. What's my favorite food? Probably like chicken wings. It's my favorite like unhealthy food. Advice for college? Just like anything in life, just do what you enjoy. And if you're doing something you enjoy, you'll like to learn it and you'll like to spend more time on it. So, can you take off your shirt? Not this time, Cyclone. What's up, by the way? Who's your daddy and what does he do? Good Austin Powers reference, right? How can someone in Diamond get recognized by higher skilled players and potentially pursue a competitive career? Well, for one, consistently play well, so get better. If you're already playing at a high elo, then you're probably decent. But, you know, always try and improve. Always try and be positive. Look for things you could be doing better. Talk in chat, you know, respond to people. Look for tryouts on lower NCC teams, and that will be your first step in. And then you can try out for better teams when you do well on that team. But if that team's, like, really good, you guys could end up going a little bit further than you're supposed to. But most of the time, you're just going to have to switch teams, and that's the way to grind and get to better teams. I always tend to be ahead when I play solo, but how do I maintain and use my lead to help my teammates? Proxying is one really good way, so you can apply pressure on other sides of the map. Looking for their back camps, trying to mess with their jungler. Rotating to help with team fights and stuff like that. Let's see if this one-shots him. It's not going to do damage, right? Yeah, it's not doing damage. It's unfortunate. It's the only reason I picked this. I'm not even looking at my screen right now. Your top 5 solo laners right now? I would say Colin, Achilles, Herc, Sobek, and, you know, whatever last. It's kind of a flavor pick in that spot, in my opinion. Break down what happens if a healing meta arises. So, if a healing meta arises, then people are going to pick gods that are really good against healing, like Odin and stuff. The game's going to be played a lot slower, and a lot of games are going to go towards late game because it's going to be harder to siege. It's also going to be harder to siege when you have the healer, so because you don't do as much damage to the Phoenix. Oh, it kind of depends a little bit. It just depends on the matchups. But it's going to become a lot slower of a meta if that happens. Are you going to Worlds even if you don't make it? Yeah, of course I will be there. What would you do in order to practice for solo? Why not trying to solo queue and rank? What would duel help? Yeah, that would help a little bit as far as like matchups and little intricacies in the gods themselves. It doesn't help with the fact that like it's not the conquest map and you don't have like somebody getting your blue buff and stuff like that. But it will definitely help with the matchup, so you could do that. Does your team have a single substitute for each position or a different sub for different positions? No, we don't have a single sub for each position. I don't even think we have a single sub right now. Maybe we do have one for overall. Maple says, solo laners, players you've played against the most, favorite player to play against? The person I probably played against the most, probably like Scary D or something, maybe. That's not gonna kill. Yeah, they're immune. Probably Scary D. Best solo lane pro player, probably Deathwalker, in my opinion. Teammate with best synergy. I have really good synergy with Jigs, I think. Probably. What gods do you hate to go against in lane? I hate going against here because I think he's kind of brain dead and can't really be punished. That's not gonna do damage. I'm so sad that's not doing that. Yeah. Oh wait, it actually did damage this time. Maybe after you kill him, you can do it. So yeah, tier for sure, and maybe let me think. Afro. It's kind of brain dead, and you don't really ever get to fight her. Where's Cannon superpower? What? Is Sylvanas doable in solo? He is, but it's not very good. Yeah, still going. If you could pick any 4 players that you would play with aside from your teammates, what players would you choose? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd say probably Nirama, Wowie, Sam, and Met. Something like that. Probably something like that. Oh, okay. Can I ask literally anything? Yeah, you can ask literally anything, but I may not answer literally anything. What items, Righteous Life says, what items will substitute Titans now that it's getting nerfed? You mean Titan's Bane? I think it'll still be picked up. I think that item will always be necessary for tanks. Yeah, it's just way too efficient against tanks. When does Bria get a ring? Don't worry about it. SoFly says, what is my favorite Marvel movie? I really like Civil War. I thought it was really good, but Ragnarok was good, and also the first Iron Man is always going to be a classic. Snapper Wheel says, best solos to play in never-ending games, basically late game. Sobek's really good late game. Afro's really good at late game. Healers are always going to be good late game. I think Herc is really good late game, full CDR and just unkillable. Zachariah says, does power creep in Smite exist and are new gods stale? I think yes to both. I think some of the new gods are definitely stale, and I think a lot of them were a little bit bloated. For example, Achilles was able to get 50 physical power and what, like 7% movement speed, 6% movement speed extra on his passive just for choosing to do that. Whereas X-Ball had to get kills before to even, he had to actually get kills to get like half the passive, which was 30 power. Not half, but quite there, as opposed to 50 power. So yeah, I definitely think there's power creep in Smite. Top 5 of teams in Smite history at a specific split, like 1, Energy, Fall Split, Season 3, etc., etc. That was asked by Graciac. Yeah, definitely NRG, C9, or not C9, I guess it was Croc Prime at Worlds. NRG, then Epsilon, of course, when they were Epsilon. I think Rival currently, and United when they won Worlds. So those are probably top 5. Do you think Guardians will come dominant in solo lane after the boots buff? Definitely. I mean, they were already good. How good is Divios? I think he's pretty good, but I wouldn't say he is a top 5 solo laner. What do I do in a solo against a matchup that clears me? Says I Legend. It depends. I mean, every matchup is going to be different. If they outclear you, you're going to have to try and get the gold from the tower because you don't want it to hit tower and lose all that gold, and so you get behind. So just try and be doing that as best as possible and trying to be taking as little damage as possible. Sometimes you can go tier 1 breastplate with Warrior's Blessing and that'll help a lot, so you can tank the minions. That's one way to do it. Where does LeBron tank among the all-time greats? I don't know, Joe. Ducky Quackers asks, if you design a god, would you want to design a warrior, ADC, assassin, etc.? I would probably want to design a warrior, because I think I could have a lot of ideas for that. I don't have a lot of ideas for a warrior right now, because I never really thought about it, but I feel like if I put some thought into it, I could definitely come up with some things, since I play warrior so much. And which Pantheon? I think I would probably do Greek or something. So Fly Knight says, how would you buff Wukong? I probably wouldn't buff Wukong. I think he's in a good spot right now. Definitely viable. But if I had to... Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird to buff a guy that I don't even think should be buffed, right? Because then if I... Wherever I put him, it would be like... It would just make him even better. Yeah, I don't think I would buff him. That's probably it. Do you love me? Says Luke. Yes, of course I do. Dark Cap says, which solo god is the most... variability in his build. Okay. I thought you were about to say variety. Most variability in his build. Probably... let me think for a second. Probably... I don't know, probably something like Thor. Or like or like Fenrir, like assassins that can build bruiser, build a little bit more damage, or build like full tank. I think those probably have the most variability. Chicks with Dick says, "Are you of Spanish descendant?" No, I am not actually. I took 4 years of Spanish in high school though, and I have a bunch of Spanish friends, or at least Hispanic friends, like from like Chile and Puerto Rico and Cuba and stuff like that. I was friends with a lot of them in high school. 466 says, "Was Baskin better than any current solo laner when he was playing solo?" Definitely not. I think Deathwalker is probably better than him. Abdabi says, "Okay, who are the top 5 solo laners?" I answered it earlier. I said Herc, Colin, Achilles, Sobek maybe flavor picks, some flavor picks here and there are probably like top 5. I wouldn't say that there are a set top 5 though. I think there's a lot of variety right now in solo. Would you start Chalice plus 5 health pots and so is that still a thing? No, I probably wouldn't because if you go TP, you can always just TP back with full boots. You don't need that many pots. And even if you don't go TP, you should just go Chalice into your own boots so you can rush boots as soon as possible so you don't get behind and out traded. What were your thoughts when you got soloed by Deathwalkers only when you were SWK, the safe God and Smite? Well, one of. Well, first of all, he played it super well. So like props to him. I'm not gonna take anything away from him because I think, like I said, I think he's probably the best lane right now, and back then. But that was like my first time at a LAN. I was playing super noob. I've gotten so much better. I mean, overall, my entire team, like we all played pretty bad, and it kind of just sucks we got owned by them. But I think if I faced him again, it wouldn't go like that for sure. First rank X God, I think it was Apollo or Thor. Maple. Righteous Life says, "So you think Titans will still be picked no matter the comp, even with the nerfs?" Yeah, definitely. Abdabeast, what is your favorite pantheon? Probably Greek. I like studying Greek history and stuff. Little Jambo says, "Do you think it's better with Instacast on most abilities?" Yes, I do. I think Instacast is the best option, but a lot of abilities you don't need to. You should put on normal cast, like Janus Portal, for example. That's a good example. Chicks with Dick says, "Biggest parts of life apart from Smite." Working out, spending time with friends and family, you know, creating content, stuff like that. Probably. DB says, German, I already answered that. I said like chicken wings, probably my most favorite, like unhealthy food. Chicken in general is just really good. DB says, "Is auto / ability canceling important to soloing?" Yes, definitely. It's probably the lane that's most important too. Joe says, "Who's better, Anissa or adapting?" Adapting, I'm pretty sure. Ashley says, "Didn't you say you're Puerto Rican also, Bria?" Oh, okay, never mind. J Live, that's better than Deathwalker. Yeah, I mean, it's just an opinion. There's no way to actually ever figure that out. Social security number and birthday. Well, my birthday's August 22nd. Obviously, can't tell you that. Abdav says, "Sorry, I meant who are the top 5 solo lane players?" Oh, Deathwalker, me, Variety, Aquarius, Benji. Panda says, "If you had to play another game, what would it be?" Probably Counter-Strike. Do you mean professionally? I would say Counter-Strike since that has a developed professional scene. I'm going to answer this question assuming that you're talking about professional games, like they have a developed scene. I'd say probably Counter-Strike or Call of Duty. Mr. Bethany says, "Do you think Osiris is struggling or is in a decent spot?" I answered that before. I think he's in a fine spot right now. He's just not always picked up like he once was, which I think is still good. I think he's still viable. Sniper Rule says, "A solo adapted into rock, paper, scissors picks rather than meta picks like last season when you pick gods with pressure rather than counters." Yeah, it definitely has. I think it's much more, at least in competitive, much more intricate and stuff. Favorite kind of music? I really like metal, screamo, and like that kind of music, but I also like soft rock. And I also like rap, lots of hip hop and stuff. I used to listen to hip hop all the time. Maple says, "Shall I start Blackthorn Rush on gods like Herc?" Yeah, probably not. Warriors Blessing is just too good. Pepperoni in my porch says, "If you were to pick another game to play competitively, what would you pick?" Wait, did I already answer that? Yeah, Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, probably. Eradicate. Why are all the Greek gods' parents also siblings? It's weird, okay? We don't want to talk about it. Let's just say they got too comfortable with each other. Sparrow Knight says, "How would you play Jing solo in a team fight?" I would look for their ADC, make sure I'm constantly hitting them with my wand to lower their overall damage a lot. And then also look just for good ults, trying to get their actives, obviously, with your ult. Setting up people's abilities with your root is really good because it's a long knock-up root combination. DB, any good resource for auto ability canceling because I don't get it? I have a video on my YouTube actually on how to auto cancel, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube that you can look up and probably find one that'll help you out a lot. Is it small boy season? Yeah, definitely. Stream. Zachariah says, why is pen build so highly sought on ADCs when compared to crit, and does RNG have a place in the skill shot heavy MOBA like Smite? I don't like RNG in Smite or in any MOBA. I think it's kind of weird to have, and the pen build is just good because Nemean and Thorns counters crit so hard. Not only that, but Kins and the pen build will do good damage to everyone. Crit doesn't do as good damage to tanks, but it does a lot of damage to carries, but usually who you're hitting as an ADC is the tank, so you just want to have a tank shredding build. It's this misconception that ADCs late game are these super high carries that just one-shot the enemy carries. In order to do that, they have to kill the tanks first, so that's always their target. So, like I said, though, you'll still do a lot of damage to the squishies. Do you think Benji is still top 5? His land was met? Yeah, I do. Has there ever been a competitive game in this field where you were actually nervous going into the match and weren't sure what to do? Yeah, of course. There's definitely been that, especially early on. That definitely has happened. Will Soul Eater still be trashed with the buff? No, I think it'll actually be pretty decent. The problem with Soul Eater is that anti-heal counters it really hard, and then you become... and the characters you want to build it on are tanks, and then you don't have a tank item, and if they have anti-heal, so it's just, like, counterproductive. Boxers or brief boxers? Favorite thing... well, maybe briefs. Favorite thing about working out? It just feels good. It's, like, healthy, and I feel good when I do it, when I go there. It's fun. I feel good after, too, so that's probably it. If Kuzenbo had Hades ult, do you think he'd be a good pick? Yeah, for sure. I think he would. But he might be OP because then you couldn't hit him while he's in his ult.
Wow, hi big fan, wow.
1 second. If all the COG boys had to switch roles, where would everyone go? I'd probably go jungle. Homie would probably go mid. Herwin would probably go solo. And then Dueling would stay the same. Just kidding. No, I don't think it's Guan meta. Sorry, I had to go up to that. Sorry, if I missed your question, you can re-say it because the chat went up. So, yo, Ray, thanks for the 2 months in a row during the Q&A. Appreciate that, buddy. Hope you had a good day yesterday at the charity event. Do you think Season 5 is less fun for soul laners? In ranked, for sure. In competitive, no, I think it's just as fun. Maybe a little bit more fun. If a soul laner built an aura like Sovereignty, does it stack with the supports? No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. That's why you shouldn't build unless your support doesn't get it. Do you think there's an existing problem with CLG? No, not so much. I think we just hit a big rut in the middle of last season. It wasn't like a consistent thing. It wasn't like one game we were doing well, the next game we were doing bad. It was like we were doing super well, and we're going to be the first place team, and then we just kind of like screwed up, messed up all of our picks. We're practicing poorly, so kind of just screwed ourselves over. I don't think it's consistency thing. Afkin. Joe says, can you change that ugly ass font to Times New Roman? No, I like Franklin Gothic Medium. So I'm going to be done pretty soon, guys. So let's give it a couple more minutes. So Sparrow Knight says, what's your favorite solo matchup, fun or advantage-wise? Probably something where you fight each other. Like Hercucolin or like Osiris Bellona or something like that. Those are fun matchups because you actually can kill each other and there's actually fighting going on. Bria says, or Righteous Life says, what should I build Soul Eater on? Or who should I build Soul Eater on, rather? You should build it on gods that are obviously ability-based. So, like, a Colin might be good on. Gods that usually go Glad Shield, it's really good on, like Wukong, maybe even Vamana. Stuff like that. Ducky Horse says, if you could delete a single character from the game forever, who would you eliminate? Ooh, that's a very, very good question. Maybe... I hate when I play against Janice, but I love playing him. So, I think... I would probably have to remove... Hebo. I've been Plat 1 for 2 splits and been demoted from Diamond 5 10 times. Want to be Diamond material. Any tips, Zachariah? I'm not too sure. It depends on what you're playing. If you're trying to get better, then try and stick with your role and just get better at that and focus on streamers and pro players and try and emulate that. However, if you're just trying to go get better in ranked and like climb the leaderboard, then just play carrier roles and play OP gods. Chicks with Dicks, do you have any plans after retiring from Smite? No, not really. Snap Your Wheel says, good matches for his sides to pick in. He's good against things that want to fight, basically. So anything that's like kind of pressure or at least medium pressure that's actually going to fight you. It's been 2 years since I really played Smite. Any advice on getting back into it as far as learning whatever the meta is now? Just watch streamers, bro, Cyrus, so you can learn the meta, what's going on right now. And just, just start playing the game. Can you pair apples to oranges for us? No, I can't. Maple says, do you think Shogun's Ninja Tabe should shine some light on Erling Bell Osiris? Probably not, because you do no damage with that build. It'll help a little bit, like I said, because I said before that I think that build will be pretty decent on Bologna, like with the Mystical Mail and stuff. Who would you say is the best player in each role? I would probably say Olive Rival, and that's your best players in each role. Step real good matchups to pick Ama into. Anything that's low pressure or medium pressure. High pressure is not that great because you can kind of get owned. So just think about the matchups. Dark Cap says, can you justify the existence of Runeforge and Blackthorn Hammer? No, I can't. I don't think they're very good items. Abdabi says, do you think Ramana will ever be viable in solo? I think he's currently viable in solo. There's just a lot better picks. So he's kind of just... There's so many picks, I feel like. And he's just better in jungle right now, so... if they ever wanted to make him viable in solo again, they should increase his base numbers on his damage, lower the scaling on it, and also lower the cooldown on his one. But also lower the scaling a whole lot, so he's just like a little bit less viable in jungle. Alright, I'm almost done. Chicks with dicks, favorite fruit? Probably kiwi, pineapple, strawberry, something like that. Yeah, no problem. Snacka. Get okay says, why we don't see Ichival on solo laners, Erkaval. That makes you super squishy, and you'll get one shot by the jungler. That's why you don't see it. And also, you even get out traded by the enemy solo. If they have defense and you don't, you're gonna get out traded. Rival really good at the moment. No bias. Yeah, they are. You're in charge of the next solo lane god. Each of his abilities are stolen from existing items. What is his 1, 2, 3, and ult? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a long one. I would say maybe Osiris 1 plus... I'm going to make an OP god, I feel like. Osiris 1 plus Herc 1 is his 2. And then Achilles is 3. And then Ama ult. That's OP. Something like that. Ashes says, best mod besides Bree. Obviously you, Ashes. Hawk says, what's your number one tip for not having your question in order during Q&A when you ask about casual players not wording your building anti-heal and how pros and streamers can help improve this? I think that's just like a general thing that casual players don't focus too much on building. And then obviously the warding thing is, I think, a byproduct of that as well. They're just not focused too much on the game and actually like trying too hard, or just they don't know. So I think it's just getting into a higher elo of like casuals and getting to a better spot, being a better player. What would make solo lane more interesting? A nerf to Warrior's Blessing, or just a complete change. Snacka says, do you love me? Yes, of course I do. Bria says, what is your favorite thing about your beautiful and talented girlfriend? That she's beautiful and talented. That's my favorite thing. Yeah, I got him this time, Hawk. Or Kings. I got Hawk. Herwin says, best god in the game? Legit? Probably... I actually think, like, Janus. He's been the best god for a while. I think he's OP. Changes the game so much. Can you rate me Mirror solo? He's probably about A. Maybe A-. What's the difference between Master solo laners and SPL solo laners? Says Snacka. In ranked, there's not too much of a difference besides how they play the team fights. Their laning phases are usually good. Like Masters players' laning phases are pretty decent for the most part, except in some matchups. But I think the main difference is how to play with communication with a team and like knowing what to do and not making rank plays for sure. Abdabi says, how do you deal with this? Urquette? It depends on your character, but she is very difficult to deal with, especially as a... pretty much anybody, I think, as a carry or even as a solo laner. She kills pretty much everyone she wants to. Shell is really good against her, that's for sure. What items from PC do you miss the most, including reworked and removed items? Golden Bow? Like what? No, I don't know. I don't think there's too many items that I miss too much. Besides Death Soul, that's probably it. Okay. Is that her winning? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. We answered a whole lot of questions. Roommate says, how about Kuzenbo solo? I think Kuzenbo is actually viable. Definitely after his buffs as well. But, problem will always be with him is that the best value you get out of him is when the enemy hits you, and if they just ignore you and kill other people, he loses a lot of his value. And sometimes they can do that, so that's probably why sometimes he kind of lacks anything in team fights. Jackie Cracker says, "What is your biggest fear?" Oh, I don't know. Failure. Like what? Oh, what a typical answer, cliche answer, but it's kind of true. Anyway, Sniper says, "What worst gods in solo to follow behind as?" I don't know. Any high pressure solo obviously is going to be really bad to fall behind as. So like Osiris, Coca-Cola, and stuff like that. I mean, you're playing it for the pressure. So if you're falling behind as it, you know, that's not too good. If you were going to play any other role competitively, what would it be? Definitely jungle. Hawk says, "What question do you wish we'd ask during these types of sessions but never do?" Oh, I hate that type of question. No, I can't even think of something. I'm sorry. No question at all. Any animal I'm so afraid of? Nah, not really. I don't think I'm... I mean, there's some animals that I'm, like, afraid of, but rightfully so. But there's none that I'm, like, distinct like this one out of every animal I'm afraid of. Best level 1 in the history of Smite? What do you mean? Probably Bellona. When she came out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be done now. We answered a whole lot of questions. Appreciate you all asking the questions live in my chat. Any animal, Bria. Any animal. So yeah, we answered a lot of questions. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, to ask me questions. I said I was going to play Fortnite on stream, but I think I'm going to be done because I need to eat and take care of some things, and it's very hot in my room, so I just want to take a little bit of a break. So, yeah, thanks for watching this Q&A video. Thanks for hanging out and stream, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for the 10K subscribers once again. It's really amazing. Pretty cool goal to hit. So yeah.